going down? It's DJ Payne 1 for BeatStars.com. No producer wants to send out unmastered beats. None. We want to increase our chances of getting our beats selected. Generally, we tend to think that louder beats are better, so we use a limiter or compressor or both on our master bus. But we may actually be making our beats quieter and less dynamic. What a compressor does is it reduces points of loudness called peaks. That's why you'll also hear compression or limiting referred to as peak reduction. That makes a track more uniform, and this is why compression on vocals is so useful and so standard. Now, a limiter is more or less a compressor with a high ratio that sets a limit on the volume of the track and stops the track from exceeding that limit. But what does that mean for our beats? It means we should all know what we're doing before we use these tools, number one. So researching this stuff and understanding it at least to a degree that's practical is, I would say, recommended. Because what I see happen all the time is producers will make a beat, then not even really mix it. They'll throw compression and limiting on it so that their track sounds loud and it sounds uniform. That's not always a good thing. You could ruin your track's dynamics. Now, dynamics is a term that means relative loudness. Songs are supposed to have highs and lows, loud parts, quiet parts, crescendos, build-ups, drops, that sort of thing. If throughout the entire duration of a track the beat is at the exact same volume, no change whatsoever, that gets boring and redundant. So if you limit and compress your tracks too much, which a lot of producers do, your track's loudness becomes exactly that, the same throughout. Your kicks lose their punch, your bass gets quiet and distorted, and your snare is as loud as your hi-hats. Let me show you what that looks like. So here's a beat that I recently finished. Here's the intro. You can see this is where the drums come in. Now you can see the waves are thicker here because it's getting louder. These are dynamics, and it gets quieter here, and the drums drop out here, and then it slowly builds back up. Now if I limit the hell out of this, watch what happens to these peaks. Suddenly, parts that were previously quiet now look just like the loud parts. And some people take it even further. Do your beats look like this? I don't even want to hit play on this. You see absolutely no dynamic range. There's no difference between the intro part, which is supposed to be quiet, and the hook section, which is supposed to be the crescendo. Now, the solution to all of this is simple. Learn how to mix. So if you can get your mixes to a point where they're sounding good, unmastered, you won't even want to throw heavy limiting on your track. So my advice is learn how to mix. Pay attention to your panning, pay attention to your volume, learn how to EQ your tracks so that they all blend in together and that your dynamics are good, that your track is as loud as you want it to be before you even throw effects on the master bus. Look up some panning charts and mixing tips online on some search engines. There are a lot of articles written about mixing. There are videos created, tutorials, and believe it or not, it may really just be that simple. Best of luck, make great beats. Peace.